Everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Chinese Glamwood. This is my returning subscriber. Thank you so much for always engaging in my videos. So today I'm going to be taking you on makeup transformation. Please watch how I achieve this gorgeous look on myself. So I started by cleansing my face with the micellar water and baby wipe. Then after I went in with the Dr. Asher face serum. So I'm going to use to moisturize my face and keep my face hydrated. Afterward, I went in with this View Beauty primer. So I'm going to use it all over my face, since it also acts as a moisturizer on its own. So I'm just using it all over my face except my under eyes, because you don't have to use a primer under your eyes. If not, it's going to actually crack when you're highlighting. So thereafter, after applying the VBT primer, I'm not actually going for a very matte look for this makeup. So I'm just doing everything very simple. So I went in with that primer, mattifying primer. I just use it on my eyebrows as well. So because my eyebrows tend to be very oily after my makeup, so I just use the primer to just set my eyebrow. So then after, I went in with this HD foundation and Zicare foundation. Then I mix both together just to get my exact shade. So after applying it, I'm going to blend it in with that beauty sponge. Blending it in with that beauty sponge. I'm blending in promptly. So watch as I blend. You see, I'm blending. I'm not actually pounding the face. I'm just blending it very, very gently. So everything just sits very well into the skin. After blending in the foundation, I went to the View Beauty foundation, the very dark shade. Not very, very dark, but the exact shade I'm going to use for my contour. That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to be using it in my forehead, the bridge of my nose, my cheekbones. So I'm going to be using it for my contour. So after applying it on my forehead, cheekbones, and the rest, so I'm going to just blend it in. So I'm going to apply the blush. I'm actually using the Flawless Ivy blush, the lip palette. I'm taking that very orange shade. So that's what I'm going to use for my blush for this makeup tutorial. Then after that, after applying it, I'm going to go in and blend with my beauty sponge. So I'm blending with my very soft beauty sponge. I'm blending both together. That's the contour and the blush. I'm blending both together, and I'm blending it so that there are no harsh lines there are no demarcation between the blush and the contour. So I'm making sure that everything is following each other. There are no demarcation whatsoever. So after blending the chin, I'm going to go over to blend the forehead. I'm going to blend the forehead. So I'm just showing you everything in this video. I'm showing you how I blend my makeup properly into the face. So I'm going to blend in the forehead as well. So you have to just take your time to blend so that you don't see demarcations in your blending at all. So I'm taking my time. I'm showing you how I blend. This video is just the way it is. It's not on fast forward, nothing. It's just there. So I'm just showing you how I do it from start to finish. So I'm blending the nose as well. Blending the nose so that when I go in with a dry powder to just contour, everything will just go in properly, since I already set the base for the contour. So I'm going to go in with the Farouche concealer palette. That's what I'm going to be using to highlight. When I started applying these highlights, this concealer, I didn't know whether it's my light. I didn't know, because it became so white. So you see, look at how it's looking very, very light, which is, I'm not supposed to use this shade for myself. I don't know if it's the light. So but then I'm going to be able to control it after. So I'm applying it under my eyes, my forehead, my nose, my cupid's bow. So I'm going to blend it in now with that same beauty sponge. I'm using the other area. I'm using a different area entirely from the part I use in blending the contour. So I'm going to just blend in the product into the face so that it sits very well, so that there are no crease at all. You see how I'm tapping it. I'm not actually pounding the product into the skin. Since I already applied the foundation, I wouldn't want to leave the foundation at all. So I'm just dabbing it gently into the skin. So I'm still blending in the concealer. I'm highlighting the face, blending it in very properly so that there are no harsh lines at all and there are no cracks. So I'm doing that. So after blending, I'm going to go in with the beauty sponge again. I'm going to tap off the parts that I applied the foundation. And I'm going to blend it in properly so that there are no harsh line between the area I highlighted than plus the area as the blush and the contour. So I'm just blending in everything to just have a smooth finish. When I went in with my View Beauty powder, I'm going to be using it to set the area that I highlighted. I'm using it to set the areas I highlighted, the under eyes, the forehead, the chin, the cupid's bow. So I'm going to set it. So I'm still setting the areas that I highlighted. After setting, I actually tried a new method in this tutorial. I used my beauty sponge to set the area, the rest of the face, instead of going in with my brush. I actually learned it from Fellow Moi, so that you can also use your beauty sponge to set the remaining part of your face. It still serves the same purpose as the brush. So I'm using the beauty sponge to just set the remaining areas, tapping my skin shade. So I'm using it to set the other areas of the face before I will now go in with my brush to just further pressing the powder into the skin. So you see, look at it, it's giving that very smooth finish. I think I'll continue to use this method more often. So you see that smooth finish is giving now. So after doing that, I realized that my lips were very dry. So I went in and used that lip gloss just to keep my lips hydrated. Then I went in with that powder brush to set the remaining areas of the face and to further press the powder into the skin. So that's what I'm doing. I'm telling you, this tutorial is very funny, I must say. You need to see the things I was kind of saying. There are some hilarious things I was saying. So this tutorial is very, very, very dramatic, funny, everything. So you need to watch this tutorial. Make sure you watch it to the end, from the starting to the end. I'm very, very sure you're going to learn a new thing. So I went in to contour my nose. I used an angled brush to line the contour. Then I further went in with that blending brush just to blend in the harsh lines. So that's what I'm doing. I'm blending it very properly. So after blending, I'm going to go in to contour my forehead to further enhance the wet contour that I did already. I'm going to use the brown just to top it off and to give more warmth to the face. So that's what I'm doing. So after that, I'm also going to apply the blush again. So I'm going to be using that classic HD blush. So that's what I'm going to be using. So as I'm applying the contour, I'm blending. You see, I'm blending. So that is the classic Makeup USA 16-in-1 blush. So I'm going to be using that very orange and reddish tone. And I'm going to use it to bring warmth to the face. So I'm see I'm applying it just right after the contour line. So I'm just applying it there. I'm also just taking a little and applying it on the forehead just to bring warmth to the forehead. So thereafter, I'm going to also blend it out very properly so that there are no harsh lines at all. I don't actually like harsh lines. Harsh lines is a disaster. So in case you further see any harsh line in this video, just know that I'm not aware. But the harsh line is a big disaster in makeup. So I'm going to be using that 8-spoon setting powder. I'm going to use it to bake. Then right after baking, I'm going to dive into my eyeshadow. I'm going to bake my forehead, under my eyes, my chin, my cupid's bow. So I'm baking now. I'm baking the areas. So I'm going to be using a shimmery eyeshadow in this tutorial. That's not actually the eyeshadow I was trying to create. I have nothing in mind. I just said I'm going to look at the eyeshadow palette and just choose something I'm going to create. So I'm doing that reverse contour. So that it's very this in a way that is very easy for you to blend. So I went in with my Ferrari concealer palette and I'm using that very white shade as my base for the eyeshadow. So I'm using that blend, a very fluffy blush, just to paste the base onto the eyelids. Then after that, I'm going to go in with my beauty sponge. I actually use my brush sometimes, like if I'm taking a large amount of base, I just go in with my beauty sponge just to blend it properly because I feel that my brush will not do a good work for me. Maybe because of the way I'm pasting. So that's my method. I go in and use the beauty sponge just to blend in the product into the skin so that there are no cracks at all. So after that, I went in with that blossom eyeshadow. So I went in with the very brown plus purple. Yes, I mix both together, so I'm going to be using it as my transition. So that's what I'm blending. I'm blending it correctly into the eyelids, and I'm blending as I'm pasting it. I'm going to use a very different brush just to blend it out. So I'm just using this blending brush as well. I'm just going to paste the eyeshadow and further blend. Then I'll use a different brush just to blend it out very properly. So you see I'm still blending. Please take your time to blend. You're not rushing to anywhere. Just take your time to blend. So that's the different brush that I use, a very fluffy brush. So I'm just using it to take off any lines that the eyeshadow might have caused. I'm just blending out all the product so that it sits well into the eyes. So I went in again. I used the same color just to smooth at the end. So I'm smudging. I mixed a little bit of black with the brown again. So I'm using it to just smudge and smoke the end. So just to create that foxy looking eyes at the end. So that is actually the raining eyeshadow looks I've been seeing this year. So just create that smoky foxy looking end. So that's what I'm doing. Actually, I was happy with the outcome since I actually haven't tried this since this year. I've not been doing a lot of makeup, so I'm going to be using that. I thought I'm going to be using that gray. It's a gray color. When I applied, it was not giving. It was not giving at all. You need to see my response in this part. It was not giving at all. I had to shout away. So I have to go ahead to cut the crease. I'm going to cut the crease with this concealer. So actually, I wasn't planning to cut crease at all in this tutorial. So when I applied it, actually it was not just giving. So I just decided I'm going to cut the crease in this particular video. So just watch me as I do that. So after I'm cutting the crease, I'm going to do the same for the other eyes. Though I didn't record from start to finish, but for this I recorded from start to finish. Just watch as I do it. So you see that I'm applying it due to the gray is hairy, it's shimmer eyeshadow. So it was very very hard for it to cover up. So I just applied more product, took more concealer and applied more just to further cover it up since it was a shimmer eyeshadow. So we see that as I'm covering it up, we see there are some signs of the eyeshadow, but you see that I applied more products just for it to further blend in. So I'm cutting the crease for the other eyes as well. So I'm doing that. So I'm going to be cutting the crease for these other eyes as well. So just watch me as I do that. So just watch me as I cut. Just watch gently and learn something. I'm sure you're going to learn one or two. So after that, I'm saying because I'm trying to make sure that both are the same. So what I did for these other eyes, that's what I'm doing for these other eyes as well. I'm making sure that both are equal and the same. So you see, I saw that this one was slightly bigger than this. I'm trying to make it the same as this other one. So that's what I'm doing now. If you know, I would just let this cut crease like this. So I went and started doing Ovasabi Housewife. I started. You just watch for the outcome. Just watch out for the outcome. I would have just used a matte eyeshadow and paused there. But no, I said let me go further. Let me try something else. So just expect it. So after cutting the crease, I went ahead and just set off the concealer. Just set it up with a very matte eyeshadow that is the same color as the concealer that I used in cutting the crease. So I'm setting it now. So it's actually very beautiful like this if I've left the eyeshadow like this. So I went ahead. I'm still setting the other eyes as well. But due to this is the eyes I've done similar video like that. My last video was this cut crease, dramatic cut crease. So just watch out for that video. It's right before this video. So if you just go ahead, tap on my channel, you see the video there. I had to create this dramatic cut crease. So I went ahead. I used my Blossom eyeshadow, Blossom USA eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using that green shade. So I'm using that green eyeshadow from Blossom USA. I'm using this very green color. Though I didn't actually plan to do this, as I said before, I didn't plan to do this particular eyeshadow look, but there's no harm in trying. So I opted in to use this very shimmery eyeshadow just to see how it's going to fit into this cut crease that I already done. So I'm going to do the same for the other eyes as well. So just watch me as I do it. So you see, I'm trying to blend in. So what if you want your matte your shimmer eyeshadow to pop, all you have to do is either you use a setting spray to spray your brush that you're going to use to paste it, or you use a very wet wipe, take in the product and apply. You see it's going to be popping just like this. So that's the exact thing that I did. I just took a wet wipe, then I wiped. Then I took the wet wipe, then I wiped the brush just to get the product into the brush. So after that, I'm still applying it to make sure that they're the same. I went in with that green eyeshadow just to further enhance the bottom, the waterline. So I'm using that green eyeshadow just to smoke out the waterline so it pops with the same as the eyeshadow that I already applied. So I'm popping and smudging it out as I'm applying it and smudging it out and creating that foxy look. Though it wasn't really giving when I was doing it at first. I did not like it. I didn't like the outcome, but I must continue. I can't just clean it off, so I had to continue. One of those days is like that. Maybe what you're aiming to achieve, you didn't achieve it. So I'm going to be using that white graphic liner. Forgotten the products. I'm going to be using that white graphic liner just to further enhance the cut crease. I'm going to use it to just draw a line just to further enhance the cut crease that I already done, since the shimmer eyeshadow is actually covering it. So I'm using that white graphic liner to just bring out the cut crease now. So watch me as I do it. So I'm doing the same for the other eyes as well. Actually my hands are shaky because I'm actually holding the mirror with one hand, then I'm using this other hand just to draw. I know how shaky that can be, so I'm doing it. So when you are doing yours, just take it gently. If you're using a standing mirror, more better for you. So but this one, you can see I'm holding the mirror and I'm closing one eye just to get the other. So after that, I should have just left the eyeshadow like that, but I said no, I had to go in further because it was not actually since I already make a mistake, it wasn't as straight as I wanted, so I was trying to just make it as straight as possible. So that's what I'm still aiming to achieve. So I'm still doing that. I'm going to do the same for these other eyes as well. After that, I went in again. Hey, I say I didn't know what I was doing. I must complete this makeup. So I went in with that graphic, the blue color, just to further enhance it. So look at what I did there. I don't know what I did, but please forgive me. I'm just continue watching. So I already draw my eyebrows with the Davis pencil, so I'm just highlighting it. Since I wasn't doing much, I was focused more on the eyes, so I just drew the eyebrows off camera. Sorry. If you want a full tutorial of my eyebrow technique, just go over to my channel. It's there. The lip eyebrow tutorial is there for you to watch. So thank you as you watch. So I went in with that Kara's brand eyeliner. Sorry I didn't show you. If you check my previous videos, you're going to see the Kara brand eyeliner. So I went ahead and I'm lining the lips with the brown liner using my very flat brush. You can use a very precise brush just to line your lips, but this is the other brush I like to use to line my lips. So after lining my lips, since I already did something dramatic on the eyes, so I'll be going for a very nude color for my lips. I don't need too much. I don't need red. If I should use red for this thing, I'm going to be looking very barbaric. So I'm just using a very nude shade. So I went in with that very orange color. See, that's a very simple calm orange, not orange like very harsh orange. It's a very simple, so calm orange look. So you see I'm applying it, and as I'm applying it, I'm blending it together. As I apply, I blend. As I apply, I smack my lips together just to give it that effect that I want. So you see I'm blending, I'm smacking my lips together just so that there are no harsh lines between the brown and the orange that I applied. So I'm doing it gently. Just watch. This is a very simple lip tutorial. If you're looking for a lip tutorial to rock for any party, I advise you just go for this. This is very easy for you to do. Just apply your brown lipstick, apply your orange, just blend it, and you're good to go. So you see how beautiful it looks. This is a very ombre looking, very sweet lips you can rock for any event whatsoever. So once you have already done a harsh eyeshadow on your face, you need a very calm look to complement it. You don't do harsh on the eyes and you go back to do harsh on the lip. No, you're going to be looking very funny. So you just go, if you're doing a very harsh lips, you go for a very calm eyeshadow. Then if you're doing a calm eyeshadow, you can equally go for a harsh lips or a simple nude lip. I hope that I've made that clear, and I hope that you learned something. So I'm going to just conceal over highlight the lip just to remove any mistakes. Then I'm further after highlighting, that's concealing the lips. I'm going to go over to just blend it out with a very blending brush. So you see, that's what I'm still doing. I'm removing any mistakes at all. So this is a very simple lipstick tutorial. You can just watch and learn something. So watch me as I take off any excess that I don't want. Actually, yeah, when I was done with eyeshadow, I began to love it again. You see that I've not actually applied eyelashes on the on the eyes, because I tend to bring out tears when I apply my eyelashes early. So that's why I always do it at the last. Even for my clients, I do the same. I just do it as the last step in my makeup tutorial before setting the face. So I'm using that brush to just take off any excess powder remaining on the face. I'm blending it out. Then I'm using my Hairspun setting powder just to create that foxy looking eye at the end. Just using that. You can use your concealer to do this as well if you're good with the blending game. can use a concealer to just do it. But this part, I'm using my setting powder, my translucent setting powder, just to further enhance the foxy eyes. So thereafter, you see, I'm still blending to make sure that every product sits well on the skin. Then I went in to face my eyelashes. This eyelashes is from Chill Lashes. This is my favorite go-to-go eyelashes. Very short and calm. These are the eyelashes I like to use often. So I'm further enhancing my nose contour, so that I don't actually like a harsh nose contour. So you see, it's very calm. You can't even notice it. So I'm using the Nuban Beauty Glow. Nuban Glow. This is the Glow Dust. So I'm using it. That's what I'm using as my highlighter for this tutorial. So thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Oh, you can apply as much as possible. You can go further. If you want your face to be very shiny, you can apply more, but make sure that you blend it very properly so that there will be no line. It's not be as if you drew a line there. So I'm going to, after that, I'm going to set up the rest of my face using my Kiss Beauty setting spray just to mint all the powder. And this is the finished look. Look how gorgeous I'm looking. Hope you love it. I went ahead to change my wig and wore this physical wig. Which do you prefer? Tell me in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to click the subscription button. I'll see you next time. Bye.